Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Peaceful Oracle. This is going to be a general collective reading for anyone who's feeling overwhelmed right now. I know that for me, I've been feeling this energy of just being overwhelmed. It almost kind of feels like there's this shaking up of energy. And I wanted to take a look into that. And this is going to be timeless. So whenever you find this reading, I feel like that's when it's going to be appropriate for you. That's when the message is going to, that's when you're ready to hear this message. So let's get into it. I'm going to pull a few tarot cards, a few oracle cards. So I just kind of wanted to play. I didn't want to get too systematic or rigid with the way we're going to do this. I just wanted to tap into the energy and see what's going on. And maybe we can find a little bit of relief through the messages that come through. So let me just get these cards shuffled so you can kind of see what's going on here. Okay, I'm hearing the word awakening. So maybe for some of you, there's something new that's awakening in your life. For some of you, I'm seeing that there is going to be this newfound power, newfound empowerment. Empowerment is pretty strong. So what else is coming through? Okay, there's some of you cutting cords. We're cutting cords with toxic people, toxic environments. Okay, so I'm also being shown that because there is this new, because there's this new found empowerment and we're cutting the cords, what it's doing is it's bringing, like, let's say, for example, we're cutting the cords with some toxic people in our life. It's almost as if we're opening up the can of worms. So whatever kind of has been stagnant or kind of stuck there because of these toxic cords is all now coming to the surface. And okay, I'm going to put this down and just feel like that's the Son of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. It's going to be this kind of, what's that word? Reckoning. It's like a reckoning of all of the things that have been kind of simmering at the bottom. And all of it is coming up to the surface now. So for the Seven of Pentacles, what I'm feeling is that it's kind of time to take stock of what is serving you in your life and what is not serving you in your life. So if you kind of can see, he's taking a look at all of that he has built for himself, all of the things that he has acquired over the span of a few years. Oh, it could be even the last decade for some of you. It's like all the things you've learned and all the things that you have done to kind of progress yourself forward or to build the life that you have. And now it's like there's this new reemergence of this new life that you want to step into. And the overwhelm is coming from this idea of, oh my gosh, so you're saying that I'm actually going to get what I worked for this time around, like it's actually going to work out. And that's almost kind of overwhelming because I feel like I'm hearing for some of you, you lost hope. You know, like you're working really hard and you're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're doing everything right. But for some of you, it's this frustration, this buildup of like, but I can never get there. Like I can never, and I'm getting emotional, like saying those words because I'm really feeling it. I feel that some of you just really have lost that spark in you, you know, and, and I'm almost hearing like almost unfairly, like you just couldn't win. No matter what you do, you just couldn't win. You couldn't get your voice heard. You couldn't be noticed by your talents, your skills, or for just being seen for who you really are. And now it's just kind of like you're looking at all of this, everything that's around you, and you're kind of like, what do I want to keep and what do I want to get rid of? And that overwhelm may be from needing to get rid of something that you've been kind of avoiding, like, because you know that when I do this, it's going to kind of create this earthquake like this. It's going to rock the boat, because it might be with someone toxic in your life. So that's what I'm kind of feeling. But let's see what else. Let's see what else. What other energy we have coming up here. Yeah. Okay. So here I'm kind of feeling like new creative adventures, new ideas, like bringing those new ideas and taking a look at your life and being like, what are my possibilities and what's possible for me? What can I do with this that I have in my hand? What can I do with it? And I can see some of you are very creative. Like you think outside the box ideas. I think that will be very, very lucrative right now. Like if you kind of have that out of the box idea or something creative, something unique, something different to bring to the table that other people haven't really thought of before. Yeah. See? Okay. Okay. So I'm laughing just because it just so ties in so well with what I was saying. It's going to rock the boat. You are finally taking action. Like, I've kind of let you be here in my life and kind of absorb my energy and say whatever you wanted to me, did whatever you wanted to me. And I let you do that. And I really have nothing to show for it other than just being drained from all the things that I had to put up with around these certain, maybe it's a work environment or it's a friendship or just toxic relationships or behaviors and patterns. Maybe for some of you it could even be like you're in an unhealthy addiction to something, but it's getting rid of that, kind of changing things around. It's going to rock the boat because you are being different from what you've always been. It's like, well, you've always let me just say that kind of stuff to you. You've always let me just do that. I remember, I'll give you an example in there. I guess my guys are telling me to tell this story. When I was very young, I was a teenager and I had this friend and she was my friend for a very long time. And throughout the friendship, she just kind of always used to take these little condescending jabs at me as if like she was joking, but it didn't really feel like a joke. Over time, it really started to kind of hurt my feelings. And I finally confronted her about it. And as soon as I did, our friendship ended. So it was this, I'm not gonna deal with that anymore. I'm not gonna tolerate this anymore. I'm worth more and I have unique skills and abilities that are worthwhile for me to explore. And if you can't, roll with that, then we don't really need to be friends, or we don't need to associate anymore. Or I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to put up my boundaries. So it's kind of like, okay. And I'm also hearing that it's not as scary as it feels. That's what I'm hearing. It's not, whatever it is that you have to confront, whatever it is that you have to face, it's not going to be as scary as you think it is, or as how it's feeling right now. I think if you have to walk away from something or you have to confront something, it's emotional because it's an overwhelming, scary feeling because you've allowed it to go on for so long. And that's all you know. But it's kind of like almost you have to rip off the Band-Aid. It's not, it's like you got to do it. It's like a burning building. You're either going to jump out of it or you're going to go down with the building. So it's almost like that kind of energy, that kind of feeling that I'm getting. But I am hearing that it's not as scary as you think it's going to be. It's just something you've never done before, or it's something that, you're dreading, but once you do it, you're going to feel so much better. Yeah. 5 of Swords, walking away. This is kind of like, I'm hearing agree to disagree, or just kind of, we're not differences. We have our differences and I just don't want to do this anymore. The Lovers. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like there is this, okay. So I'm feeling like there is this reconnection. I'm almost feeling like with this card, with the Lover's card, it's a reconnection more with yourself. Like for once, you're going to put your love for yourself first. And you're going to just cut your losses. And, like I'm tired of fighting, and I'm tired of trying to deal with the situation with these toxic people or this toxic environment. It's just not worth the fight for me, because every time I do, I just end up losing. So I'm just kind of done, and you can think whatever you want, but I'm going to go on to greener pastures. Like I'm going to move on to like better things for myself, and not really waste my time. Let's see if we have anything else coming up. Okay, so what's going to be the outcome of this? What do we have coming up for the future? What do we have coming up for the future collectively? For those who are in this situation, what do we see happening? Oh, I can see some of you just kind of like, taking rest, taking that, like, I'm finally free. I'm feeling freedom. Like I almost see, maybe there's someone who's watching who's doing this, but I see someone kind of like almost like in a cute little apartment, and they like are sitting down at a little breakfast table with their cup of tea, just by themselves, and looking out the window and just kind of feeling like, yeah, I'm happy, just me, myself, and I'm happy. I'm good. I didn't need all the things I thought I needed. And I think for some of you, it's also kind of like, with these two cards, with the High Priestess and the King of Swords, it feels like, detaching from authority figures. So this, I feel like with this energy, it's kind of like walking away from maybe like parents, like a mother and a father, or, like guardians, like people that kind of have something, tend to hold something over you. And, yeah. And then also kind of like, I'm going to, because the three of Pentacles, sorry. Oops. The Three of Pentacles is about, being appreciated for your work is what I feel like, getting opportunities and being noticed for your hard work. So maybe these two, with the High Priestess and King of Swords, it's kind of like there's this energy of just always being undermined and always being invalidated. And so choosing to walk away from that, even if you can't do it physically right now, but emotionally detaching from that, it's going to bring, oh my gosh. Okay. So it's going to bring an opportunity of being acknowledged for who you really are, because you're saying, I don't want to be treated like this. I want to be treated like this. I want to acknowledge myself. And in turn, I will attract the right kinds of groups, people, tribe, or just mentality of learning how to validate myself and to feel honored and respected. One thing that I saw when I was looking at the High Priestess was I was noticing these, they look like pomegranates almost behind her. And I'm not sure if they are pomegranates, but I'm feeling that they're pomegranates. So we're going to go with that. And what I'm kind of feeling is like, you kind of have to bypass this energy right here, kind of like this, kind of like this energy of just like, I can't really figure you out, like, I don't know what you're about. I don't know what your agenda is. And I don't know why I don't know why you guys are the way you are, but I'm tired of trying to like figure you guys out. Or I'm tired of trying this. I'm not going to play this game anymore. And I'm just going to go around and I'm going to go get my fruit. And same with here. Actually, when I was looking at that, I was noticing that there's butterflies behind the King of Swords, So it's like right behind them. It's right behind them, And it's almost like, well, we don't want you to look at that. We don't want you to go claim that for yourself. We want you to kind of pay attention to us. And we want you to, we want you to fall in line with what we want. And it's about being able to see past that. So the high priestess is also about seeing beyond the veil, and looking into like reading between the lines, and knowing what needs to be done. And with the Three of Wands, I know I haven't touched on this yet, but with the Three of Wands, I'm feeling like, again, like I'm going to walk away and I'm going to go look for what I really deserve and what really matters for me. And I think that feeling of overwhelm that some of us might be feeling is like, it takes some courage, and it takes that chutzpah to be able to like get ourselves up and be like, I'm going to do this because I believe that I'm worth doing this. Let's see if there's any other cards here. Yeah. Knight of Wands. I'm feeling with this card, it's kind of like doing it strategically, like not being too, okay. Yeah. The Page of Swords is always, for me, I always see it as like this enthusiastic, like I'm just going to come in and I'm going to cut down all the things that are not going to serve me. And I'm just going to clear up the energy. We need like a major clearing of energy here. And I'm going to do it with skill and thought. And I'm going to put my best foot forward and use everything I know and everything I've learned up until now, and I'm going to stack things in my favor. So that's what I'm picking up on. So you guys are on the right track. I think that sometimes it's just that change and needing to, yeah. So King of Wands also, it's like you're gonna get there. You're gonna master it. So just don't doubt yourself. You got this. And it's like, again, I'm hearing again, it's not as scary as you think it is. It just feels like it because it's something that we're not used to, but it's not as scary. I think it's just what we're programmed. Like, it's just what we've been programmed. Like some of us, growing up, like we're programmed to never speak up. We're programmed to like, oh, you're not allowed to feel that, or you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to like stand up for yourself. You're not allowed to protect yourself. And now you're kind of just like, oh no, I am going to protect myself. I feel like, what you taught me was wrong. That's not right. We should protect ourselves if we don't feel safe, if we don't feel like we're being valued. But knowing how to do it in the right way, doing it where we're not really hurting other people, but we're just preserving our integrity and we're setting boundaries. So like not getting defensive, but just kind of like, no, this is my boundary and I prefer you not to cross that. Oh, look, I love that we have the Sun card, because that is hope all around, that this situation will pass, and we're going to pass with flying colors. And we're going to claim what's ours, and we're going to step into that power, our personal power. Victory all around. And look at that. We have the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Victory is yours, and abundance. You're going to have everything that you want. You're going to have everything you want. And again, it's like I remember like seeing, let me see if I can move these cards a bit. I know these are going to go off screen, but let me just point out again about how the fruit is behind, the fruit and the butterflies are behind the queen and the king. And so it's kind of like it's an obstacle that's in front of us that's meant for us to pretty much just kind of walk around. And then we have the King of Pentacles. And I love that he's surrounded in this throne of just opulence and fruit and like nourishment. And he's surrounded. He's surrounded by abundance. And then we have the Sun, which I think is just like having those two cards together, I think is like beautiful. I love that. Okay, so let's pull out some oracle cards for this situation. What is a message for those of us who are feeling overwhelmed right now? It's a message for this energy that we're all going through right now. It's that energy. No, it's too many. Open your heart. So letting vulnerability in, and then fresh approach. Oops, sorry. There you go. So you can see. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. Fresh approach. So yeah, so again, like being kind of like tactful with your methods and your strategy, you know, like doing it in using your strengths to win. That's what I'm hearing, using your strengths to win. So she's kind of like in this contemplative mode of what's going to be your strategy. So it's about how you're going to master this, how you're going to do it is what matters. And then open your heart. Like being able to be vulnerable and opening your heart to yourself and to better things that you are deserving of, things that really matter for you. Because you deserve that. You deserve to live in your own freedom. And I'm also being drawn to the little angel. Looks like a little girl, I think. And what that tells me is reconnecting with your inner child. And I'm also seeing that you're protected, you know, because we have like the angel wings here and there's like this hand and there's actually this man here. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a man and it's almost like he's transparent, but he's there and he's protected, you know, protected by the swan, protected by love for self and love from those who truly love you, and not just people who say that, but then do something else behind your back or to you. People who truly love you, people who you truly trust, and then having trust and faith in yourself as well will carry you through. So going through it with that softness and with that self-forgiveness for self and releasing toxic emotions like guilt and shame and letting all that go so we can claim what's ours. See one more oracle card. It's a closing card, closing message from Spirit. It's our closing message from Spirit. Lead with joy. Yeah. So it's this really like coming at everything from a higher perspective. So kind of like asking yourself, what would my higher self do? What is the highest possible road that I could take to diffuse the situation, to kind of allow myself to also be happy to be able to give that to myself, but also kind of reach to the best of my abilities, reach a resolution with as much love and compassion as possible, including for myself. And sometimes that, that kind of looks like the Five of Wands, where it's going to kind of cause a little bit of conflict and might rock the boat. But it's our internal state of opening our hearts to ourselves and to the right kinds of people, and then leading with joy. And I also kind of feel like this new path will also be something that some of you will be very enthusiastic about, kind of like when you're stepping into your purpose and doing what you've always wanted to do, allowing yourself to do what you've always wanted to do and not let people stand in your way. It'll be something that you walk with joy and an open heart. And what more can you ask for with that? And I just want to read the message for lead with joy here. Okay. Follow the feelings of joy and happiness in your heart. Instead of relying on your brain and logic, rely on what skips your heart with joy, inspiration, and love. When trying to decide your next steps, tune into what sparks positive feelings in your heart. Have the courage and openness to follow what feels good. Invite energies of joy into your field. I am filled with joy and I express happiness. I enjoy myself. Okay, well, that's your timeless collective reading for anyone who's feeling overwhelmed right now. I hope that was reassuring and it helped you to feel a little bit more at ease and helped you to lower those feelings of overwhelm with some reassurance. Thank you, and I will be doing your weekly readings next, so make sure you guys tune in for that, and I'll see you next time. Bye.